Hello, J Plastics here, and today we are going to be doing 8 LD weapon pulls. I have everything on this banner aside from 8 LD weapon and Quistis EX. So if I can get those in the free pool, great. If not, I am going to be going in with tickets. So here we go. Aside from that, a few talking points for this video is 8 Kit did get a nice rework with his LD weapon. It helped fix a lot of his pain points. By pain points, I mean this one really glaring pain point of him not reliably dodging everything. He couldn't reliably dodge in the sense that the enemies wouldn't always target him in the past. So when you set up his EX ability when two enemies were targeting him and you would use it, he would then dodge both of their next attacks, but their follow-up attacks might not target him and target your other teammates, which would be a problem considering that you're bringing 8 along to use his counter ability. And if he can't reliably use that, that's his primary goal of his kit, is to dodge and counter. And if he's not doing that for your team, then I'm not saying he's useless, but it's a big he's a very selfish character, and if he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing, then he's not helping out your team, to be perfectly honest. And that was for me a big sticking point for when I couldn't use him anymore, is because he wouldn't help the team. He doesn't have any auras, he doesn't battery the team, he doesn't heal the team. His primary role is to dodge attacks and counter, and he couldn't reliably do that before. But his LD weapon does give him, his LD attack does now inflict lock on to targets, lock on to the enemies for 5 turns, and that definitely solves that pain point. He still doesn't solve the AoE HP attacks or AoE brave attacks, but I don't think that's a problem. If you're solving that problem in his kit, then you're essentially trying to make him the perfect character. And I'm not saying perfect characters don't exist in the city of Final Fantasy Opera Omnia, but they really shouldn't, because that would make the game unfun, and then you don't want everyone using the same characters. I like this game because you can use out of this whole diverse set of 100, currently 132, is going to be 135 I think at the end of this month, or 134. Out of this diverse roster, you can use a good majority of them, and having one character make a whole slew obsolete is not great, and not a great look, but sometimes it happens. But it's up to the developers to avoid that from happening. Right now, 8's in a pretty good spot. He got a nice little rework. He also got another buff that he applies to himself. I think it's defense or defender, and that buff extends any buffs he applies to himself by 2 extra turns. So that also adds 2 extra turns to his Phantom Rush buff that allows him to perfectly dodge and counterattack, which is great. His LD weapon also does a follow-up attack to his counters, so when he counters once, he'll counter again with 8 hits, with an 8 hit brave HP attack. How fitting that 8 hits for 8 brave hits. And I think this LD weapon definitely propels 8 from the bench to the top of the heap of units you can use as a tank unit. Now eventually, as with almost every game that has a gacha mechanic, the developers will release mechanics that are essentially a true shot, and it's just natural that eventually they're going to be oh, you can't cheese every fight by dodging, so they're going to have enemies never miss, which is just perfectly fine. It's not going to be every fight, but in the next month or 2, if it happens, it's because the developers don't want you guys cheesing with the dodge counter strategy, which is perfectly fine in my book. My thoughts on you using, depending on what your resource allocation, what resources you have, I wouldn't suggest using gems for this banner. I would suggest storing a few tickets. If you get them, great, but he isn't a must-have to complete. If you want to try to complete your LD collection, go for it. If you're trying to get a new type, if you're trying to get a favorite, obviously go for it. But I would say using tickets would be my primary way of trying to get his kit and or just his LD weapon if you're like me and had his kit maxed out already. Aside from that, there are also other characters this month that are coming out, such as Gao, Kuja, Kurosami. In less than a week is a brand new character with a whole brand new, his whole entire weapon set's coming out in less than a week. And Gladio is also a brand new character and his whole weapon set is coming out in less than a week. So definitely keep an eye out on your resources. You don't want to waste them all at the beginning of the month and then come like Gladio or Kuja or Gao and you're like, oh, I don't have any tickets to spend, and you don't want to spend gems. So this is the time where you have to be like, okay, maybe I'll pull for Kurosame, and then if I have resources left over, I'll pull for 8. Neither one of those are like must-haves, but I would say Kurosame is a great character, and 8's a good to great character. I'm not saying he's skippable, easily skippable, but he definitely, if you need someone to skip, 8 fits that role. I hope you guys are enjoying the videos that I'm putting out. Let me know in the comments below how you guys are doing, whether in the game or outside the game. I'm here to give you advice in anything at all. But also, let me know how you like my videos, what you want to see. If you want to see more pool videos, you want to see more gameplay videos. I have an idea for a new video series that I don't think many people do, and so hopefully you guys will like that. But I'm going to keep that under wraps for now. Hope you guys are having a great day. See you on the next video. Take care. Bye.